Everyone, and welcome to this week's Envase webinar here with our friends MatchBack. Very excited to talk with you a little bit now about street turns. We're so happy to have partners like MatchBack and offering fantastic tools that can be used in our ecosystem, the world that we're working in here in the shipping world. So reshaping inland container shipping is what the topic, and they're going to show us exactly how MatchBack works. And the fantastic technology there. So we look forward to that and getting to learn a little about the company itself. Now, for all of you that are coming in, welcome, have a seat. I'd like to throw out a quick little poll here to the audience because I'm curious, how much do you know about what street turns are? Street turn systems. So you should see a poll pop up. Are you a pro at this and you're looking at a new system? Have you never tried it before, or are you just wondering, maybe just a little like myself, what exactly is a street turn anyway? All answers are freaking acceptable, so go ahead and throw them in there. There we go, just about everyone. All right, and I'm going to end this poll, and we can pull it up on the screen. We have a nice share results there. I think everyone should be able to see that. Okay, kind of a nice mix, which is good. People already doing this, not. But of course, all of us are looking for an opportunity to learn a little bit more about how MatchBack works, street turns, and how this technology can help you, your business. So enough of that. Again, welcome. We're happy to have you here. My name is Kevin McCahill, Director of Customer Success. And you'll see here next to me is Charlie Taylor, the VP of Sales with MatchBack. Charlie, how you doing today?
I'm great. Appreciate it, Kevin. How are you?
Very good, very good. Thank you for joining us this Envase webinar. We're going to hear from Chris Skotarczak and Charlie.
Skotarczak.
Oh my goodness, terrible. I'm sorry, Chris, Operations Director for MatchBack, and Dalton Hendzel, the Product Manager, coming up soon. But we're going to start right here with Charlie. So please, Charlie, very happy to have you with us. Please take it away.
All right, thanks, Kevin. And just a quick thank you to you and the Envase team for giving us the forum today to tell the MatchBack story. I really appreciate that opportunity and really tell more about the MatchBack and the Envase partnership. So thank you very much. Good morning or afternoon, everybody, depending on what coast you sit in. Hope everyone's doing great today. My name is Charlie Taylor. I'm the Vice President of Sales for MatchBack Systems. We got several folks from our team on the line today. But like Kevin mentioned, a couple that are going to help me tell the story again of MatchBack, and really more gurus on the product side and the ops side than I am. Chris Skotarczak is our Director of Operations, and Dalton Hendzel is our Product Manager. Or both those guys wear multiple hats with us, but that's the titles they have behind them. So who are we? What do we do? MatchBack Systems is a neutral logistics platform that's been recognized for reshaping the inland marine container industry. And we do that really with big data and AI. To solve that age-old problem of container reuse and inland efficiency. We've been recognized by multiple entities, and some of those you see at the bottom of the screen, for our technology and our solution. Many of our customers, which include ocean lines, truckers, 3PLs, NVOs, BCOs, whether you import or export, aggregators, 3PLs, DMS systems, partners like Envase, they have seen the technology work and again been recognized there by many entities. One of our passions, and one of the things that you'll see consistently throughout our conversation today, is greenhouse gases or CO2 emissions. The system is designed to calculate emission savings, CO2 savings, and that's something that we track on the dashboard that Dalton's going to show you, and it's something that we're passionate about for sure. So let's see, let me get this thing to move forward. There we go. As we know, I mean, if you've been in the industry, which most of you I'm sure have, this picture isn't anything new. This is a black hole in the industry, right? There's billions of dollars in empty miles every year. There's millions of metric tons of carbon that are blown out there inside of those empty miles. And, history tells us between 40 and 50% of those inland moves have significant empty distance. Our system is designed to help create those street turns or those matching opportunities with those empty boxes and make it more efficient for you all to use. This picture, again, tells the story, right? Each street turn, our data tells us each street turn saves between 150 and 400 bucks with the economy and the things the way they are today. Some of them a little bit different with costs being higher, a little bit higher on the savings side. But this is years of data telling us that this is the number. And we know that between 5 and 7 street turns saves 1 metric ton of CO2. That's what our customers appreciate. That's what our customers find. And again, that's inside of a neutral platform. Pictures tell 1,000 words. You see it here. You know, the system is designed to be both an economic, efficiency, and environmental win. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Chris Skotarczak, who's our Director of Operations, to walk through the rest.
Excellent. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it. When we look at this neutral platform ecosystem that we have, you know, we at MatchBack Systems are real data harvesters, right? We're taking as much data as we can from truckers, shippers, ocean carriers, NVOCCs, 3PLs, ports, you know, TMS aggregators, and we're putting it through our system, and then we're spinning it back out to those same customers to show and really highlight the lack of visibility within the supply chain, right? We are helping provide that visibility. We want to match a trucker with a shipper that maybe would never have known that their moves are matchable. We want to put a 3PL in touch with the trucker to show a match that they would have never have known before. The more data our system ingests, the more opportunities and matches we're able to make and show within the platform. So again, neutral platform, just looking for more data. Next slide, Charlie. This slide really deals with what I call operational efficiencies. I was a vice president with Container Port Group. I'm a former drayage trucker. This is what I really looked for with my street turns, right? Increasing operational efficiencies, which increase revenue, and most importantly, increases driver retention. When you increase loaded trucker miles, when you do a street turn, you're actually increasing loaded miles by 30%. What does that mean? It means more revenue for the driver. It means more drivers, more retention for you. When we look at minimizing port congestion, minimizing detention and demurrage, it's simple math. The less times your company or your drivers are going to retrieve an empty from the port and you're street turning it, you're increasing your equipment utilization. Your drivers that would be pulling that empty are now pulling loads instead, keeping you ahead of the game, which decreases your demurrage, right? If you're street turning your empties, you're eliminating per diem opportunities as well. So it is a bottom line cost saver. And again, anytime that we can increase driver productivity, increase driver pay, increase loaded miles, we're really, really looking at driver retention and driver utilization, which are key because drivers don't grow on trees. Also, street turns reduce emissions by 30%. We know that there is a CO2 savings in there. And, for a lot of, BCOs, ports, and companies, coming into that carbon footprint and being, green is a very big initiative going forward. Next one, Charlie. This slide really highlights all the tools and all the things that, MatchBack will provide to you, through the Envase street turn platform. What I, as a manager, always looked at all of these in one bucket is how does it help my people, right? And when I looked at it is when you're looking through your system and combing to find matches, it can be very labor intensive. Maybe it's not the best use of your people, time-wise. This eliminates it, right? This makes it all on one neutral platform to have your dispatcher, your customer service person, be able to go into their TMS, a click of a button finds the matches. No longer are you manually searching and manually looking for things. It's all done automatically for you. And again, what does that come back to? Operational efficiency, people efficiency. So instead of your people manually searching for matches, what are they doing? They're talking to your drivers more. They're talking to your customers more. And that really has a direct impact to your bottom line. They're going to be more attentive to equipment utilization. They're going to be more focused on detention, demurrage, those little things that can really hit your bottom line because they're not manually searching for things. So that's why this onboarding through MatchBack and Envase is such a key component to helping your people and your people's workflow and your operational efficiencies. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Dalton Hendzel. He is our onboarding specialist and one of the smartest guys at MatchBack I know.
Thanks, Chris. I'm going to hop into a demo of what the MatchBack Systems portal looks like here shortly. So bear with me while I share my screen. So what you're seeing here is essentially what a user would first see when they launch the MatchBack portal. It is worth noting that we do have integrations going on with the Envase TMS systems where they can launch that via single sign-on. So I know that's kind of a big deal for users that don't want to be hopping from system to system. So we found ways to make that as seamless as possible, where this will actually just feel like an extension of the existing TMS you operate in today. So if you're looking at a load, simply click that launch or find my MatchBacks button, and this is going to populate our dashboard screen right here. What you're going to see on the dashboard is a bunch of high-level information about your current book of business based on the data you've provided today. So number of exports currently in the system, number of imports currently in the system, the percent of those posts that have and have not found a quality match. We also are going to show you some of the top match requests. I'm just going to take a brief minute to explain the 4 main matching types that we have in our system. The first one being our one-party systematics. So one party indicates we're matching your imports with your exports. What we try to identify over the long term, over the months and months of accumulating your data, running it through the system, is some of those high volume, high value opportunities where we can say, we know our customer likes this, we know it's a good match, rather than having them log into the system, click confirm, where they solve once and save once. We can set the system up to automatically confirm it for them. And then really they're just solving it once, saying, let's make this a systematic. And then they're saving countless times into the future. So when Chris talks about freeing up, the user's times and things like that, this is one way that we do that, and we get better and smarter with your data as we move forward. Best common matches is also going to be an internal match. And what that's doing is taking one import, interrogating that against all the exports, and an export and interrogating that against all the imports, and coming out and telling us what is the optimal combination of matches that we could put together today to maximize our efficiencies and maximize driver utilization, distance saved, things like that as much as possible. So you can consider it, if we can make any combination of matches work, executing these 146 best common matches that we're recommending is going to be the most optimal use of our time that we can achieve. Then we move into the two-party side. Two-party would then be, we're matching one of your imports with a second party's export, or one of your exports with a second party's import. That is executed by a simple handshake process. If I'm interested in matching with Kevin, I'll just go and click a send request button. Kevin's going to receive an email or text alert, and he can come back and respond by confirming or rejecting that request. Obviously, that's a two-step handshake process. If we can streamline that as much as possible, we're increasing our savings even more. So we have our option for our two-party systematic matches as well. And what that's going to tell us is, if I have a high volume import lane and Kevin has a high volume export lane, rather than me having to request it every single day when I log out there, we can pre-agree on things like rates, timing, things like that. So when system sees both those posts are there, it will confirm the match and alert both parties. So then we can really start to streamline that process and scale our savings that way. You'll also see Charlie mentioned sustainability is a big thing for us. For this year and, potentially moving forward as well, we're going to be planting a tree for each street turn that's executed each year. And then as we scroll down on the right, we also do some tracking of CO2 savings as well. So as you get out there and confirm matches, you can actually see these boxes in your, carbon footprint savings start to scale right here on the screen. So as you confirm matches, your metric tons are going to go up. And then you can also see the opportunity in the graph on the right. If you were to execute each of this month's best common matches, what could you have prevented? So kind of an opportunity as well as actual achieved savings there. As you start to confirm matches, this graph on the bottom will start to populate, serving as a reminder. Typically, our customers are confirming matches 3 to 5 days out into the future. So if I'm working on a Monday, I'm looking to confirm matches for potentially, Wednesday to Friday, or even into the next week if we have accurate enough dates to be going out that far. So this is the dashboard. Like I said, high level information, not a lot of actual work is going to be done on this screen. That's going to be coming in our next 3 tabs. So I'm just going to jump right into our Match Advisor tab, which is going to be our internal matches. So what's going to happen when we receive your data, typically we receive customer data once or twice per day. Matching logic's going to run as soon as we receive that, and it's going to start to populate these matches for you. To orientate you to the screen really quickly, each row going across here is its own unique street turn. We give each match a score on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the best, most optimal street turn. Typically involves, a delivery and a pickup right there in the same city, maybe a couple miles down the road. And then we obviously get a lower score the further out of route we have to go. Timing also plays a role into that as well. So here we're saying by executing this street turn as opposed to 2 separate round trips, we would save 117 miles. We're just going 8 miles down the road from Bensalem, Pennsylvania to Levittown. We've got a 20-foot dry CMA container. Here's going to be our unique ID. That can be a container number, any reference number that you guys have in your system to identify loads. And then information about the import. We're saying we've got a move going from the Mayer Terminal in New York, New Jersey to Bensalem, Pennsylvania. That's going to happen sometime between September 2nd and September 7th. On the opposite side, we have a pickup in Levittown, Pennsylvania, going back to the APM terminal that has the same time frame, needs to move between the 2nd and the 7th. So this one, seems like it makes a lot of sense. Only going 8 miles down the road to make it happen. So if we're interested in making that match, simply click the green play button. We can enter in our container number, booking type, booking number if we choose to, and click confirm the match. What that's going to do is remove both of these IDs from matching with any other posts. So you don't have to worry about going out into the system, clicking confirm, and then worrying about, accidentally confirming it for another export tomorrow. That won't happen. Both these posts will be removed from matching logic. One of the other cool things that we do have capabilities with Envase is once we click confirm on these records, we have the ability to send back that confirmed match record via API, and that can tie right into the system over on your side as well. So another way that we're reducing the manual work required for the users on your end. Do a quick show of some of the various filters that we have out here as well. If we're interested in looking at specific container size and types, you can do that. Specific port ramps, specific areas. If we want to go look at Charleston, we can do that. Specific locations or specific ocean carriers. And as I go through that, it's also worth noting that we do have the ability to limit user access based on regions as well. If we receive data for a customer who operates nationwide, but you only work out of the Northeast, and those are the only matches you're interested in, we can segment that access to only show you your specific regions. So it's a highly configurable, highly intuitive system, especially on the Match Advisor side. So with that, I'm going to segue right into our Match Marketplace, which is going to be our 2-party matching. So this is going to be your import with somebody else's export, or your export with somebody else's import. So with our match marketplace, what's going to happen is we're going to have what we call our whitelisted customers who you guys have agreed to pair with. So if you're a trucker, don't want to match with other truckers, we're not going to show any other truckers what you're having out here, and we're not going to let you match with any other truckers. If you're a trucker and you want to match with, a bunch of shippers, which is going to be most common, we'll pair you up with those, and then we're going to have both parties send in data. The same matching logic is going to run, and it's going to try to pair you guys together in some lanes that make sense. So the look and feel of this screen is very similar to what we had on the previous screen. Each match going across here, still going to be its own unique street turn. The big difference is you're going to see our unique ID only shows up on one side. That's going to be the side we own. So on the top three, we own the import. On the fourth one, we own the export. So we can walk through this top one. We have a match score of a 10, looks like a high quality opportunity, saving 126 miles by executing this street turn as opposed to 2 round trips. 40-foot high cube, O&E container. And we are going from Atlanta to Pendergrass, Georgia. We've got a pickup in Pendergrass. I shouldn't say we, a second party has a pickup in Pendergrass going back to Atlanta. So this one makes a lot of sense. We're not going any miles out of route. We're presumably coming back to Atlanta anyways. We might as well come back full. So if we're interested in this one, same process as before, we'll click that green play button. Only major fundamental difference here is we can't just do the one-click confirm because there's a second party on the other side. So I'll fill out the information. I will send the request to the second party. They'll receive an email or text alert, depending on what they are signed up for. And then they will come back and reply with either a confirmation or a rejection based on that request. Similarly to Match Advisor, if we do get to the point where we get this match confirmed, but our unique ID is going to be removed from matching logic, so we don't have to, worry about double booking it with something tomorrow. So that's the process with Match Marketplace. Again, high value opportunities and high frequency opportunities we can make into what we call our systematic matches, and that really helps streamline the process from the two-party matching side. One other thing I will touch on is you'll see a 12 right here. If for whatever reason we didn't want to match up with this Pendergrass, Georgia export, or we're on the Match Marketplace screen, let's say I wanted to see what was available for internal matching with this unique ID. This 12 indicates that there's 12 potential pairs. There's 12 exports that would be a quality match for this import. If I want to see what those are, I can just click this unique ID hyperlink, and that's going to bring me to a nice map screen showing me where are all the potential matches for this particular post. So we did have a two-party matching opportunity in Pendergrass, Georgia. I could have sent a request to a second party to try to make that happen. Or if I'm on a time crunch and I don't have time to wait on a second party's response, I do have a high quality export of my own here in Pendergrass, Georgia that's already on our books. I can just one-click confirm that. So really quick way to weigh the alternatives and really find the optimal solution for a particular post once you're out here in the system. With that, I'm going to hop into our final solution that we've got out here today, which is our Match Connector. Think of Match Connector as breaking apart our matching piece, our Match Advisor, or Match Marketplace, and just looking at one side of the move. So let's say I'm in need of an empty in a specific location. I can come out here and I can look for empties and I can request an empty container from a second party. So this one, we can see somebody's got an empty in Santa Monica, California, OOCL 40-foot dry. If I need an empty in that location or that area, I can come out, click the green play button and send a request to obtain that empty. The same can be said for loads or truck power. And worth noting that you can either post or request this. So if you have truck power as a trucker in a specific area, you can come out here and post truck power. Anybody who's interested in just getting something moved, getting a load covered, will come out here and post that. Or the inverse of that, if I'm a trucker and I'm looking to cover somebody's loads, I can come out here and see somebody needs to get a load covered going from Anaheim to APM terminal in San Pedro. I have some capacity for today. I can click the green play button and go request that. So it can really work two ways. You can either be the poster trying to get empties off your hand, or trying to get loads covered, or trying to, let folks know that you have truck power, or you can come in as the seeker and say, okay, somebody's got a load posted, we can cover that, or somebody's got an empty container, we can take that. So really intuitive, really ties into our Match Marketplace and Match Advisor solutions as well. So if, for example, you want to work in a process of saying, let's try to get our post covered first and try to match it up with Match Advisor as well as possible. If we can't make that happen, we can go to the Match Marketplace. And if we can't make that happen, we can always come out and try to solve it with something on Match Connector as well. So it's also intuitive as you go out here and post loads and somebody requests it and you let them have a load, for example, that load is not going to show up on the Match Advisor and Match Marketplace screens as potential matches. It'll be removed from the matching logic out there as well. So that is it for the demo. Kevin, I'll kick it back to you for next steps.
You got it. Dalton, Chris, Charlie, thank you. Fantastic presentation. Thank you for walking us through it. It's great to see the tool in use and everything that's available there. Excellent job. Yes, questions, audience, questions. So you see there is a Q&A tool. There's a chat tool. Go ahead. What questions do you have, folks, that you would like to know? Now you have the professionals here. What would you like to know? We'll take any questions. There you go. Or use the Q&A as well. I think I'll start one off here. How about this, folks? Here's a question for you. So here is, how is this different? I guess I'll just post it to the whole audience. Maybe Charlie, Chris, these are good ones for you. How is this different to posting on a different load board?
Chris, you want to tackle that, or Dalton?
I can field that. Oh,
Okay,
go ahead,
Dalton,
Chris.
No, go ahead, Dalton.
Okay. Intuitively, the first and I would say most glaring difference is the matching logic that we have running in the background. We're really a data optimization, route planning, route optimization tool where we're going to take in your data, and rather than just taking it in and posting it for somebody else to go request or for you to get off your hands, we're actually taking it in, running it against the rest of your data, and then running it against the second party's data that we have out in our system that you've agreed to match with as well. And then we're going to tell you this is the optimal combination of matches to work on. So where a load board is going to be less intuitive, less logic behind it as far as what they present to you, we're going to be really that optimization engine and present to you those high value opportunities.
Yeah, it's the optimization part, the part that allows it to be exactly, this is exactly what you need. This will be most efficient for you. That's that added benefit. How about another one here? How are chassis street turns managed?
Kevin, it's Chris. I'll definitely take that. So right now, as a whole, you can use our platform to find the match and, get the work order from the other party. Right now, all street turns are still processed with outside of the site as you would normally day in, day out. We are working on some things to have that whole process come through the system for some time in 2023, early 2023. So we will be able to process street turns directly in our systems. When it comes to chassis, that would just be as it is now, have to send an email or go to, Track or FlexiVan's website and just have it removed from your SCAT code and then processed to the other party's SCAT code.
Very nice. And is there a flat fee per transaction?
Yes, that's the pricing structure, is a flat fee per transaction.
Excellent. Other questions, folks? Very good questions. We got the pros here. So what else are you wondering about? Is my data visible to other companies on your platform?
What you saw in the Match Marketplace screens, where we walked through in the demo, you could see the container size type, ocean carrier, and then the location of that container and where it's going back to. That's all we're going to see of a second party's information. And similarly, that's all a second party is going to see of my information. We also mask your identity prior to the point of a confirmed match. So if I go out there and I see a really high quality match in the marketplace and I go and request it, I don't even know that Kevin's on the other side of that until Kevin goes in, clicks confirm, and then we share all the extra details about the second party. So we do mask all of that information on the front end, except for those key pieces of data that are vital to knowing if it's a quality street turn or not. So that's one of the things we pride ourselves on from a tech side, is just data security, data integrity, and things like that. Similarly, like I said earlier, with the whitelisting, we're not going to match you with anybody that you don't want to be matched with. So it certainly wouldn't be matching you with competitors or certain shippers that you don't agree to work with. It's all going to be in your control, and it's all going to be masked up to the point of the confirmation.
Excellent, thank you. And going back to those fees, what is the transaction fees? What are they?
Yeah, so it's just a line item transaction fee, and we deal with that more on a customer to customer basis. It's pretty flat and standard, but we can deal with that on whoever that question was from. Shoot me an email.
Great question. And yes, by the way, great point. As you're thinking of other questions or typing them in, you can see that we have both Chris and Charlie's contact information as well. Also, you see a link there. If you're interested in signing up and learning more, I'm going to drop it right here into the chat, that link that you're seeing there. This is where you want to go to sign up. So anyone who's welcome to try that out, definitely encourage it. And that's a great place to start. Let's see if we have any other questions here. How about if somebody is export heavy? Can this system still help them as well?
Absolutely. Yep. We can, pair you with importers, find quality matches on the marketplace, or even if you do have a number of, small number of imports, we can still optimize the number of imports that you do have with those exports, pair those together, and then whatever exports are left over, we can open up to the marketplace for you to match with any parties that you choose to do business with.
Nice. And a question from Michael, can I pay the trucker through the platform?
Not currently. That still takes place offline. That is on our product backlog to be able to do some sort of both, rate agreements as well as trucker payment directly through the portal.
Excellent. Any other questions, folks? They've been great so far. Excellent. Wonderful job. Well, again, everyone, there it is on the screen. Charlie and Chris, their contact information you can find there in the chat. How to sign up, just follow that link. I know this team is great. You saw it's a fantastic product. We're happy to support them here at Envase, and no doubt can make a great business partner. So, gentlemen, to all of you, thank you all very much for being here. To our attendees, thank you for being here as well. We have recorded this. We are going to make sure it goes up online, and you'll be able to watch it again later. And of course, chat with these gentlemen at any time that may comes up. Quick question. Can I ask one more?
Absolutely.
Dave, why not? We're a drayage carrier, primary business segment imports. Does MatchBack have data on export and or domestic traffic in a specific region?
Dalton, you want to attack that, or Chris?
Yeah, I'll take it. We get data from customers all across the country. So, wherever you have data, odds are we're going to have some matching opportunity for you. And then with that being said, we're growing, bringing on new customers every week. So it's really scaling. Ideally, what you see for matches today, it's only going to improve as we bring more customers on. So we can take data all across the US. We have data in Canada, a little bit into Mexico as well. No real areas where I would say that we're low in quantity.
Excellent. Well, again, gentlemen, thank you for being here today and giving us this great presentation.
Kevin, thanks for having us. We greatly appreciate the partnership and again, the opportunity to tell our story.
Excellent. Yep. We're looking forward to it more discussions, more interaction, and we're so happy to have you with us as partners. So again, for all of us at Envase, thank you all for being here today, to our attendees and everyone, and appreciate the time and attention. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Great job.